Hello, in this video we're taking a look at how analytical clients can get results from therapy, especially in relation to their driving anxiety, but this covers other problems as well. So what is an analytical client? Well, if you're one of them, you may have already come across this term. You may have already had therapy that failed and it got blamed on this. Well, an analytical person simply means it's someone who thinks with their head more than their heart. They're very logical, they're very calculating, they like things like figures and statistics, and they don't like things like emotion and things that can't be proven. They often don't believe in things like the supernatural, even hypnosis. They say, I don't believe in that. Well, the thing is, I'm an analytical person myself, and I'm also a therapist, which puts me in quite a strange position because there are very few analytical therapists, but thankfully I'm one of them. And when I trained in therapy, I didn't believe a lot of this stuff I just called rubbish. And the thing is, you don't have to believe it. Okay? So the problem with analytical clients, or what many therapists think is the problem, is they're very tough to work with, because when you tell the things like close their eyes, they'll just go, okay. And then most therapists will do things like this. I want you to imagine yourself drifting down a staircase, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're feeling so calm and relaxed and tranquil. And I'm just sitting here thinking, you're talking rubbish. I don't feel calm and relaxed. I can't see this staircase. I'm not in a field stroking unicorns. I don't know what you're on about. But then the therapist blames them for it failing. They say, oh, you're too analytical, you're too logical, you need to work with your heart, not your head, because that's how you fix the problem. That's true, but if they can't handle you, that's their problem. They're a bad therapist. And I've had this, well, I've been sitting in this exact place I am now, and I've had therapists saying all this stuff to me about feeling relaxed and calm. And I've just opened my eyes and said, this isn't working. And they say, oh no, you're ruining it, you need to go along with it. No, I don't need to go along with it. You need to do something that's going to work for me. So what do you do with analytical clients? And if you're one of these people, you might be thinking, yeah, I've had that. I went to a therapist and I never understood what they were talking about. It was all weird, and all this stuff they were going on about made no sense whatsoever. Well, what you do is very simple, and I can't believe therapists don't know this. You use their analyticalness, if that's the word, on them, or with them, for them, however you want to put it. So that's the thing. A lot of analytical people have a kind of fear of letting go. Many people who are analytical, you might think are not much fun. They seem quite stuffy and quite boring. It's not that they're really boring, it's just that they have a kind of reluctance to relinquish control. So the worst thing you can do with them is to tell them what to do. Close your eyes. I don't want to. Relax. No. You tell me to relax. I don't want to relax. I don't want to relax. What are you going to do? I want you to imagine unicorns. What? I can't imagine unicorns. I don't like being told what to do. That's just the way I am. Okay, so with analytical people, what you do is you get them to use their analytical nature to solve the problem. So what I would do with them is, let's say I'm working with someone and I can tell that that kind of fluffy stuff, which I don't use anyway, is not going to work. So I would think, okay, let's get them to use their analytical skills. So I might say to them, so how old were you when you first had this problem? And they think, oh yeah, I was about, I don't know, 32. All right, so what was going on in your life around then? And you notice how they get thinking, because they like thinking. Oh yeah, well, I just moved house. All right, what made you move house? Oh, I had this job, I hated it, I had to move, and I moved out and I moved into this other house. Why was that? I can't remember. Actually, I do remember, yeah. Yeah, I remember. I was seeing someone at the time and that didn't work out. You see how I'm using their analytical nature to analyse their life. It's what you do. If I get a client who's not analytical, I wouldn't do that, because they're not analytical. Some people I've had come on a call, and as soon as the call begins, they're crying and they're emotional and they're screaming. And they're saying about, and my arm's shaking, I can feel my arm feels weird. That's how they experience the problem. You can use that. So with them, it's no good saying, oh, your arm's shaking, your arm feels weird. So what happened when you were 32? What? Doesn't match. If their arm's shaking, use that. I would say to them, what's making your arm shake? I don't know. How's it feel? Weird. What's weird feel like? It's just strange. It's like, strange? When have you felt strange before? You see how there's different styles. It's no good saying to an analytical person, when have you felt strange before? What are you on about? It won't work. There are different styles of therapy, and a good therapist, such as myself, can identify quite easily what kind of person you are. When we do a consultation, that's one thing I do. I'm thinking, okay, this is an analytical person, and there's nothing wrong with it. Many people have this fear, therapists have a fear of analytical clients. Oh, they're analytical. And I was told when I trained, avoid the analytical ones. Or if you get someone who's an accountant, never do work with accountants because they're into figures and numbers and they're analytical. What that just shows how pathetic the trainers were because they didn't know how to handle it. If you get someone who's an accountant, why not talk about accounting, books, numbers, figures? You take what a client presents as their model of the world and you use that to help them find the answer. So you don't talk about unicorns to analytical people and you don't get emotional people to analyse their life. You go along with whatever they're presenting, their feelings in the heart or their thoughts in the head, and that's how you work with analytical people. And if you're a therapist, because it's funny how a lot more therapists are watching my videos now, reaching out to me saying, can you help me with this and this? If you're a therapist, and you might not want to hear this, but I would say that 95% of clients are analytical. Now, maybe that's because I attract them, because they can see that in me. Maybe they can see, oh yeah, he's like me, he's a bit logical, he's not an emotional person, I think I'll get along with him well. I get along with anyone because I adapt what I'm doing to them. Spending 20 years on the road as a driving instructor made me greater that I could get on with anyone. I've taught people to drive of all kinds, ages, races, types. The people I've taught to drive, you wouldn't believe the wide range of people I worked with. And that's now carried over into my therapy. So the way you work with someone if they're analytical is to use their analytical nature for them. It's simple. So if you are analytical and you think, oh, it's too logical, I don't get all the fairies and pixies, well, neither do I. Has anyone ever told you you can see a rainforest, you can see a beach? I can't see anything in my mind because I'm not a visual person. Some people, in fact most people, are visual, but some people feel, some people taste, some people smell, some people hear. You have to find out which one of those senses the client uses and you work with them on that. So I might say to someone, what can you see? The next client, what can you hear? And you can tell which sense they use by the words they're using and the way they act. So I hope that's given help and hope to anyone who is analytical. Don't believe this rubbish about you can't hypnotise analytical people. They're actually the easiest because getting hypnosis is not about closing your eyes and relaxing. You do hypnosis every day, throughout the day, multiple times. And when you know what it truly is, it's easy. Because of course they're not going to close their eyes and relax. That's not what hypnosis is. And analytical people, think of it like this. They stack up so much like behind a wall. And often they build a wall around themselves. And it's like this defence. And the thing is, when you get around that defence, it just collapses. Because they are stacking everything into one place. I must not close my eyes, I must not do this, they're not going to get me. And a good therapist can just sneak up around the back and knock all that down in one go. Because the more you resist, the easier it is. Because you can use the resistance against someone. And if they don't resist, it's even easier because they're not resisting. You can just go straight in. These people who say, you can't hypnotise me, I don't need to. You've already done it. The fact you're saying you can't hypnotise me proves you've already been hypnotised. To believe you can't be hypnotised. So anyway, gone off on a bit of a tangent there, but if you are an analytical, logical person or whatever, no worries, you can still do it. There is one caveat I would like to point out though, and that is that sometimes you get clients who just resist point blank and they're like, it's not going to work on me, I'm not going to close my eyes, and I'm not going to listen to you, and I'm not going to listen to a thing you say. And as soon as you talk, they go, no, not listening. Well then of course you won't work. But why would clients like that come to you and pay? They don't. They don't get past the consultation. Most of them don't even get to the consultation. Because if I get someone who I can tell is just deliberately resisting, like, you're not going to get me, it's not going to work, I'm going to prove it doesn't work, I won't work with you. Because you're just proving. So I always say to people, if you're like that, well done, you've won, and your prize is your problem. Check out these other videos on the screen there for more help, and if you'd like to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.